Okay, so before Eid al-Adha, I had a really strong grip on Fajr. Like I would wake up for Fajr nearly every single day on time. But then during the Eid, my sleep pattern got all messed up and I lost my grip on Fajr. And bro, before Eid, I had been consistent with Fajr for such a long time that by the time I lost my grip on it, I had forgotten how I got my grip on Fajr in the first place. And so after the Eid ended, I started experimenting again. I tried using 2 to 3 alarms to wake me up for Fajr. I tried to get someone else to wake me up for Fajr, but that didn't work as well. And I tried putting my alarm in the pillowcase so that I don't subconsciously wake up and turn off the alarm and go back to sleep. And so 2 months of experimenting paid off, and now I have become consistent with it again. But first of all, this advice will only work for you if you are already doing the basics, like going to sleep early, like trying to wake up for Fajr, like you're trying to wake up every single day for Fajr and you're like doing all the basic stuff. And if you're the type of person who sets an alarm, goes to sleep, and then overly relies on the alarm to wake him up for Fajr, and then during your sleep, when the alarm goes off, you subconsciously wake up, you turn off the alarm, and then you go back to sleep. If you're like this type of person, like what I have just described, if you're this type of person, what you need to do is you need to go to your alarm clock and you need to turn off the alarms. All the alarms you have for Fajr. Because let me explain why. Because you must understand that bro, when you go to sleep, like when you set an alarm, you overly rely on the alarm. Like you give all the responsibility to the alarm to wake you up for Fajr. And so in this way, when the alarm goes off, like during your sleep, your subconscious mind is active in that time. And so your subconscious mind does not know that you want to wake up for Fajr. Your conscious mind knows that. But then when your subconscious mind is active, it turns off the alarm because it is active in that moment, and then you go back to sleep. And so what we want to do is we want to turn off the alarm and we want to give all the responsibility to ourselves. And in this way, what this will do is that bro, when you go to sleep, like before you go to sleep, you don't say to yourself, oh, my alarm will wake me up for Fajr. No, instead, before you go to sleep, you say to yourself, okay, I have to wake up for Fajr. What time am I going to wake up for Fajr? And then in this way, your subconscious mind now knows that you want to wake up for Fajr. And this will not make you rely on the alarm, but rely on yourself, yourself. And because all of us, like you must understand that every single person in the world has a clock in his head called the circadian clock. And this is the clock that like makes you go to sleep and it makes you wake up. And when you don't set an alarm and you just go to sleep and you like before you go to sleep, you just think to yourself like, what time am I going to wake up for Fajr? Like, okay, I'm going to wake up for Fajr at like 4:30. This, like you saying this to yourself, sets that clock to that time. And in this way, you will wake up automatically on that time. Because when you were waking up to an alarm, that alarm was viewed as a distraction because it was something out of your body. It was something external to your body. And anything that is like external to our body is like viewed as a distraction. But then when you set your clock to that time, because that clock is in your brain, it's a part of your brain. When you wake up due to that clock, that is no longer viewed as a distraction, but as a necessary thing. And like you wake up 2 to 3 times every single day at around the same time, and voila, you have become consistent with Fajr. Like yes, some days you might still miss it, but 99% of the days you will automatically wake up for Fajr. And like the most important part of all of this is that you must say to yourself the time you want to wake up. Like you just don't say to yourself that I'm going to wake up for Fajr. Like before you go to sleep, like before just going to sleep, after lying on the bed and like doing all this car and all of that stuff, you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to wake up for Fajr at around 4:30 or whatever the time is, and you go to sleep. Then if you just say to yourself that I'm going to wake up for Fajr, you will not, like this will not work. But you must say the exact time you want to wake up. You will see that on that night, you will wake up at around that time. Like for example, a few days ago, I just said to myself that I want to wake up for Fajr at 4:30. And I woke up and the time was 4:34. This is how amazing this is. But then when you do this Still, there will be some days that like you won't want to, like you won't feel like getting up. Like you will consciously want to wake up, like, but because you're in the sleep, like you were sleeping, you will not feel like getting out of the bed. And so, like for these days, I have a rule that, bro, you don't say to yourself that I have to wake up, make wuzu, and then pray fajr, and then like do all of that stuff. No, instead you just say to yourself, just stand up, bro. Just stand up. And by the time you stand up, your conscious mind will be awakened. And then when your conscious mind is awakened, you can like consciously take care of the rest of the things, like make wuzu and all of that stuff. It's like when you're at position A and you want to go to position B. You don't jump from position A to position B. No, you don't do that. You instead take the first step from position A to position B. And then you take the second, then third, then fourth, and then so on. Like you take one step at a time. You don't jump straight from position A to position B. And so this is the same way. Like we don't say to we don't remind ourselves all of the things we have to do. And so we just say to our mind, just stand up. And then, bro, don't view Fajr as a burden, but as a blessing. Like you must frame it the right way to your mind. Don't say that I have to pray Fajr. Instead, say I get to pray Fajr. Because there are thousands, thousands upon thousands and thousands of people in the world that don't get to pray Fajr because they are not Muslims. And you are a Muslim and you get to pray Fajr. Like you must frame it the right way. If you view it as a burden, your mind will not want to do that. But if you view it as a blessing, you will be feeling energetic towards that. Like you would want to wake up and pray Fajr. Like don't view it as a burden. Instead, view it as a blessing. And then finally, for the guys watching this video, I have a goal for all of you, which is at least once a week, every single week, you set a goal of going to the mosque to pray Fajr. Like not every single day. I'm not asking you to go there every single day. Like not yet. That's the end goal, and we will get there in like months, inshallah. But right now, we just start with just a single day. And like I am trying to get like consistent with this. Like start going to the mosque to pray Fajr at least one time every single week. And I would recommend making it Friday because it is a blessed day and like there is a special like aura to Friday. But if you miss it on Friday, you can go to like the mosque to any other day because every day is a day. Like every day you have to pray Fajr. And so your complete plan of action is. And if you want to go on a one-to-one call with me, click the first link in the description. And if you want to like buy a full productivity course so that you don't have to like study or work for like 6-8 hours a day to get like results from there, click the second link in the description. And so do good and I'll see you in Jannah.